Here's a look at my November setup for my cover pages. I have the Kelly Creates Creative Journal and my fine liner. It's a 03. I decided to try it a little bit smaller. I've been experimenting with the different sizes in my set of 6, and I really am liking this 03 size. So I decided to go with poppies. So in Canada it's Remembrance Day, November 11th, but the other reason I went with poppy theme is because it's both of my parents' birthdays in November and they have passed, and I just thought of kind of somehow commemorating them this month. So the poppies are very loose drawings. You can search up poppy drawings anywhere online and you'll find some examples. I was practicing with a couple of books last month, and I really liked how these turned out. So I used the medium brush pen to write November. The medium brush pen is in my deluxe lettering kit. And then I picked up the fine liner again for the months, for the writing the numbers for this month. I don't really pay much attention to my numbers. I just write them out and try to be as neat as possible. For the quote, I decided to use the medium brush pen again. This brush pen is a really nice size for the journal, any journal, because you can get thick and thin lines very clearly for brush lettering, but it isn't too big and it doesn't bleed through either. So I really enjoy this. And I did write it out in pencil first. I usually do that with my journal. I decided to use my fine liner again to draw the poppies at the bottom of the page. I was debating whether to draw these loose poppies at the top of the page as well, but the right side with my month, it has a lot of negative space, white space, another word for negative space, and I decided to keep that similar on this left side. You can see I added some leaves at the bottom here and similar poppies to the right page because the leaves are nice to add a pop of green to an otherwise overly red look. And you know, last month I brought out the watercolors for the first time because I don't like watercoloring. So after quite a bit of erasing, I picked up my Paper Fashion Supplies watercolor set, and there's actually 3 reds in this set. Well, there's an opera pink, there's this red, and which is nice for poppies, and then there's a crimson red. So you could combine the two and do a little bit of layering. Once again, different journals take water differently, and my journal, my Kelly Creates Creative Journal, is pretty good for the water. It doesn't seem to work very much with the watercolor, but I don't use that much water. Now some of you might be gasping that I'm going out of the lines, but I intentionally do that because I want a more relaxed look for the watercolor. I don't like to stay in the lines that much. I find it too limiting, and if I make one mistake it's going to be glaring, so I just very loosely paint watercolors, and I don't really care about staying in the lines. And this is the same with my sketching. When I do watercolor sketching and urban sketching, I'm very loose and I don't worry about the lines. So I basically used one green or a couple of greens, and I thought it turned out really nicely. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can see that just having a few simple flowers, adding a little bit of watercolor, brush lettering on a page, and there's not much else going on. It's a very simple, clean look. And clean, even though it has watercolor, it still does look clean because of the white space. So sometimes I fill up my pages full with drawings, illustrations, etc., but it's nice to just have a clean look as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.